Hey everyone, welcome back to The Road to Superman. This is the web series where we follow all the latest updates and rumours regarding the Superman reboot. This is episode 12, and today we have some casting news to talk about, as well as some incredible art of what the full Superman suit could look like. And I have to say, I think it may be one of my favourite Superman suit designs of all time. But let's start with the casting news. The Hollywood Reporter has confirmed that Wendell Pierce will be playing Perry White in Superman. Now, I don't know much about him and I haven't seen him in anything before, but I have been told by multiple people that this is another huge win for the casting team of Superman. Apparently he is a great actor, and I have seen fans that are very excited to see him play Clark's boss. And this means we have our four main characters for the Daily Planet. David Corenswet as Clark Kent, Rachel Brosnahan as Lois Lane, Skylar Gisondo as Jimmy Olsen, and now Wendell Pierce as Perry White. Now, just purely based on how they look, I think they all fit their roles perfectly. DCU Updates on Twitter, who is one of the best DC accounts out there, has created this fantastic image of our Daily Planet workers, and I think this dynamic is going to be very cool to see. Even though Perry White will be much shorter than Clark, it will be Perry White's words and physical presence that will make it clear who is boss, and I really think we are going to see a more timid version of Clark Kent in this movie. In Batman v Superman, Clark was this reporter who wasn't very timid. He stood up to Perry when choosing what to report on, and I loved that. But I think in this new Superman movie, we are going to see a Clark Kent a bit closer to Christopher Reeve's version, as well as even Tyler Hoechlin's version, which I also love. And I think that is something that will sell the believability of Clark not being able to be Superman, but will also show how well he hides it when we see him go from Clark right into the Man of Steel. That sudden boost of confidence and his posture changing from a shy reporter to the strongest hero on the planet. I'm so up for that, which leads me on to the second part of this video, which is talking about the Superman suit. Now, if you watched the last episode of The Road to Superman, you would have seen that James Gunn revealed the official crest for our new Superman suit, and since that image was released, fans have been creating beautiful art of what the full suit could look like. And one fan has created a suit that I think looks incredible. The art is by 21x4, and he has created this piece of fan art, and I absolutely love it. I think this is actually one of my favorite Superman designs ever. But let's break it down section by section. Firstly, the hair, which I know technically isn't the suit, but it's a part of the Superman look. And I really like this hairstyle, but I think the hair is too light. It needs to be black, which is what David actually has, and I think that is what he will have in the movie. But down to the chest of the suit, I absolutely love this. We've already seen the crest, and on this suit design, it completely works, and I really love how it's not overly saturated. The blue, yellow, and red are distinctive enough, but not hitting us in the face. And I think based on the lighting, we will have moments where the suit really shines, and other moments where the suit becomes quite dark. As for the texture, I'm so glad they've gone with a more textured look. It makes the suit look higher quality, like it won't just tear after one hit, and it also makes it feel more like armor or chainmail. A bit like Henry Cavill's Superman suit. I know some people are trying to mock it, saying it looks like a basketball, but I don't care. I really like this texture. Now, as for the trunks, you guys all know my stance on the trunks. I think they look silly, I think they are corny, and I think they look outdated. But for some weird reason, with this specific design, I think they work. They break up the blue and really make the suit feel complete, and the gold belt sits there perfectly. Now, I still stand on the no trunk side, but if this is what the suit looks like, then I won't be complaining. But there is also another artist who has created some other designs for the Superman suit. The designer goes by the name of Job Hutz, and they have created a couple of designs which seem to be loved by many who have seen them, but I'm just not the biggest fan of them. Now, I'm not trying to insult the artist because they are very clearly a talented artist, but as all art works, some people will love it and others won't. So I think it's good to have an honest, healthy discussion about it. So let's start with the first one he posted. Now, for me, this just doesn't work. I think the blue is too bright, which gives this really tacky vibe to it, and I don't like the collar on it. I also think the trunks look really silly in this edit, and it pushes me over to the no trunk side yet again. However, I do like the modern belt. I really like that element of it. The next design is a more classic design, which I think helps with the neck region. I think the collar looked out of place, so that change worked. But yet again, the trunks look silly for me, and it's because the colours are too vibrant and they are too high up. It makes it look really goofy in my opinion. I don't want them to be obvious. When they are that bright and stand out that much, they just look stupid because they go from something you don't really notice so much to going, wait a minute, a grown man is standing there with bright red pants on the outside of his suit, and that makes the whole suit just look bad in my opinion. And I think this is the issue I have with having the trunks on the suit. It is far harder making a suit with trunks look good than a suit without trunks, because the idea of a superhero in the modern day wearing bright red pants on the outside of his costume looks silly. There isn't a single modern live action superhero for DC or Marvel that still has trunks on the outside of their costume, even when their original comic book counterparts did. And the reason for that is because it is very difficult for the modern general audience and even modern characters within the movie to not look at a grown man wearing underwear on the outside of his suit and laugh. And it's equally difficult to implement the trunks onto the suit and make it look good. Which leads me onto the final design, which is inspired by the New 52 design. And this is my favourite out of all three designs. I'm not the biggest fan of any of them, but if I had to choose my favourite, it would be this one. I think the darker colours work better, and just having the belt with no trunks looks more normal. It doesn't look silly. However, I would still get rid of the collar, and I'm not a fan of the sleeves going right down to the hands. And in all three designs, I just don't like the material for it. The fake abs just look really fake, and I think they would have been better off making the abs less pronounced, like the Man of Steel suit did, where you see clear muscle definition, but it doesn't feel fake. My issue with the progression of Cavill's suits is that after Man of Steel, the suit's muscles became too defined. I liked the flatter, more subtle look of the Man of Steel suit, which is one of the many reasons why I prefer this design on the right far more than the one on the left, because even though the muscles are clear on both suits, the one on the right is more subtle, and they feel more real. Now obviously this one is far more in concept art form than live action form, so they are slightly unfair comparisons, but I really think the suit needs to feel more streamlined to the body. If we put Job Hutz's design next to the Man of Steel suit, you can see what I mean. The Man of Steel suit shows clear muscle definition, but it feels like it's actually the physique of Henry Cavill, whereas the design on the left looks like a Superman suit with built-in abs that go over David Corenswet and makes it look too bulky and unrealistic. It reminds me of Tyler Hoechlin's suit for Superman and Lois. I love that show and I think he is a great Superman, but even though they upgraded the suit big time, the suit still looked like he was wearing a ton of padding. And I don't want the same to happen for David Corenswet's costume. So I hope they utilize their budget to allow the suit to work with David's physique, but not exaggerate it like Cavill's and Hoechlin's future suits did. So those are just my thoughts on the fan art from these talented artists. Please let me know which suit design was your favorite and if you were team trunks or no trunks in the comments below. Personally, I am still team no trunks, as I think you have a far harder job at making a suit with trunks look good than a suit without trunks, but I'm interested to hear your thoughts too. I honestly expect us to see something closer to these versions of the suits. Maybe the collar on the left-hand side suit, but the trunks of the right-hand suit. My preference would be this design completely, but I would be happy if they decided to go with the design and color of the suit on the left, but then with the belt of the design on the right. I think that could be a great blend of classic and modern together. My only real fear with the costume is that the suit could look really silly if the trunks aren't the right design or color, and I think it is so much easier to make a Superman suit look good without the trunks, but I guess time will tell. If I don't love the suit, then it's not the end of the world. The suit could be the best design of all time, but if the story isn't good, then the costume means nothing really. But as a fan, it's nice to speculate and debate about these smaller parts of the movie that we are so interested in. But that is all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to like and subscribe and turn on post notifications so you never miss a video. I hope to see you here again soon, so until then, have a great day. Bye!